Don't let your kids watch it!
Welcome everyone to the UndercoverBrony Reviews. The episode reviewed today will be My Little Pony, Tell Your Tale.
So last time we did a video like this, I threw my hat on the ground and said, fuck this ever-loving bullshit. I'm here to tell you now that this isn't as bad. But considering the bar that was given for Pony Life, that's not saying much, but it's better. And we're going to talk about it today. What's up, everybody? This is John.
Hello, every pony. Ooh woo. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? It's Snake. Okay, so you may notice something different if you're returning guests on our channel. So I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I do music, and this lovely mic was a gift from a homie. And also on top of that, I was gonna save this for next time me and John saw each other. I've been getting into, I don't want to say the voice acting business, but just trying to just do that as kind of like a fun little hobby. I've actually gotten some roles too, so it's been cool. So yeah, this is my mic. This is the pop filter. I think I bought the wrong mic stand though, or this mic is too heavy, because you may notice this tower. I call it my tower of Soundle, which is like Tower of Babel, but Tower of Sound, Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
But it's because every time, so the stuff stays up, no problem, but the mic will, like, it's so heavy it lowers it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I've got all this here to keep it from falling. So yeah, after 10 years of doing this show, the Undercover Brony finally has good audio.
Yes, and I have a little bit of new of a setup. It's the same webcam, but it's on a tripod now, because when it was up on the top of my monitor, it was like cutting off half of me. So this is a little bit easier to work with. Also, I got a newer microphone too, so that helps.
Yeah, that mic is sexy.
Anyway, we're going to talk about My Little Pony Tell Your Tale,
yes,
which is the YouTube series coming out for Generation 5.
Yes.
And already I can tell you these first 4 episodes, 1, they have a similar time limit to Pony Life. But unlike Pony Life, it's not a breakneck pace. It actually fits in pretty well.
Also, the animation's better.
Yeah, although I still can't get over that fucking Gravity Falls smile shit.
Yeah,
it worked well for Gravity Falls. It doesn't work good here.
Yeah, that art style has been prevalent since Adventure Time, because like Adventure Time actually uses that art style, but it's really only most evident on like Jake the Dog. Steven Universe and Gravity Falls are the worst offenders of it. I forget what they call it, but that weird like hot dog smile everyone has, where it's like, it's not like people have a set of teeth, they just have like 6 or 7 just straight bars of teeth or something. I that used to get derogatorily referred to as the Cal Art style. I guess it's not actually a Cal Arts thing. It's just, I don't know. I just know I was kind of over it for a while, but whatever.
Yeah. So we're going to go through these episodes and just have a review for this.
Yeah.
I do want to start off with the first one that premiered, which was the one of them going and starting to learn how to live together in that house thing, or make it their own, I should say. And
yeah, the Hall of Friendship too.
Yes, I do have to say that that little joke about the crab coming over and banging on it and knocking it over, that was pretty funny. And then we also have a catchy song in there as well.
I'll say, all the episodes have songs, and I'll say this right now: none of the original voice actors returned. I knew that at least some of them probably wouldn't, but it's all of them. That's the one thing that Pony Life had over this, was that I think Pony Life's whole thing was just banking on the novelty of hearing the FIM crew get to voice their roles again for a little longer. But the voice actors all do a commendable job, and I will say this: Um, these these little shorts have done wonders for Pip because like it was kind of there in the movie, but they totally just make her like a influencer Yas queen. Like again, she
Mhm.
kind of wasn't in the movie, but they just leaned super into it here.
Mhm.
And like, does it make for a super deep character? No. Do I think she's gonna get the rarity treatment and start superficial, get deep later? No, but it was pretty funny. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, and I will say, talking about the voice acting itself, um, the one that I feel they got closest to the initial voice was the voice actress for Zip. She
Yeah,
sounded
yeah.
almost spot on to Liza Koshy.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
Pip was pretty good.
Yeah,
Sunny, Izzy, and Hitch are kind of hit or miss.
I appreciate that Pip's voice actress like didn't go in there and like was just you can tell either they told her or she decided for herself. She's like, you know what? I'm not just gonna go into this and try to be Sophie Carson. I'm just gonna do my thing. And I think it worked really well. Hitch was good, like when he had shorter sentences and like maybe when he had to yell a bit. But when he spoke too long, that you can really tell, okay, that's not James Marsden. Same with Sonny. Izzy, I thought was pretty good. Izzy was another one. When she talked too long, the actresses just her natural voice like slowly more and more came out.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they all did a good job. I just think the movie cast did so well that their skills are just missed,
Yeah, it's hard to replicate for sure. But I like also the fact that you have the whole thing of everyone doing everything on their own, similar to Castle Sweet Castle from season 5. One of the other things that I loved was a little moment here, and you never saw this in Pony Life, and then I commend this show for doing this. But especially with this episode and one other episode, there's a point where Sunny goes into a room that no one else is in.
Oh yeah.
Because the picture of her and her dad almost falls. And so she catches it and goes out and she sets it on the table and she's like, Dad, I really wish you were here. You always brought the best in me. And then she has an idea of he brought the best in me, so I need to bring the best out of my friends and actually work together on this to make it work. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, good on you. You actually did something to make this whole show have some depth to it.
Yeah, Friendship is Magic danced around this stuff a lot. I mean, I know the premier example is Applejack and Apple Bloom's parents and stuff. That's kind of the only time they did that. I mean, sure, there's the Scootaloo thing, but like I don't really count that for various reasons. The short of it is basically, bro, I don't think they gave a shit about introducing Scootaloo's parents, or family. But I also think that once they caught wind that it was fandom, that everyone was like, oh my gosh, what's up with Scootaloo's family? Mm-hmm. Then they decided to like lean in on the meme, and then they're just like, okay, we won't show Scootaloo's family till the last possible second, which is different. I appreciate that and this is probably going to sound like, I should probably say this with more gravitas, but I appreciate that the show is straight up with like, no, her dad's dead. Her mom's not in the picture for reasons they'll probably reveal later. And it's part of her motivation and it inspires her. I'm like, yes, please keep doing that. On fleek. It's good stuff. One thing about the animation, I wanted to this isn't really so much animation. It's more just with general character design, but like, did the end of their feet, like the hoof area, did it just feel like super smaller to you?
Yes, it did. It felt like they were trying to take something that was large and large and in charge, I guess you could say, to something that's like almost like a stick in a way.
Yeah, it was really weird because even because like Gen 4, like kind of slimmed them down and stuff
Mhm.
a little bit. But like, the old My Little Ponies, that was like part of their design. You had the big fluffy poofy hair. You had like, you had kind of like the whatever size body and smaller legs. But once you got down to like the hoof area, they were like the size of Garfield's feet or some shit. Like they were just kind of big. It didn't bother me. I mean, that'd be a weird thing to get bothered by, but like it just threw me off because it felt like everyone was walking on like, it gave my mind the illusion that everyone was just walking around on high heels or something, and it's or like it's like they were tiptoeing, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's just really odd. The short was kind of interesting because of the fact that they like are actively living together. I think that's interesting because the main six didn't live together when they had their Hall of Friendship. Which I'm not saying that that's better, but I thought that one of the things that Friendship is Magic really did well was it showed that the cast, like, they all had their own lives outside of being Equestria's guardians and like saving the world and shit, like once every 6 months or something. But this is kind of interesting because and honestly, using this tell your tale thing to like do stuff like this is actually kind of smart, because I don't know what they're gonna do with the Netflix show that's supposed to come out this fall. But I'll tell you this, assuming that they take cues from this, this is a good way to get some easy plots out of the way. The growing pains of moving in together, dealing with everyone's quirks, some mild drama and stuff. And so that way when the show actually comes out, they can pretty much just get up and go with plots and stuff.
So moving on to the next episode that I personally saw, which was the one where Zip is doing this training camp. And I have to say, the characters, like the side characters in this, are hysterical. It's literally this like Zip comes in and Pip makes the whole flight school thing an acronym.
The Wonderful Institute of No Gravity Skywalking.
And Zip's just like, who can tell me how to do a double aileron roll or whatever? And one of them is just like, I know how to flap my wings up and down. Just like,
yeah,
okay.
This episode was neat, and what I liked about it was being very upfront with the fact that, like, hey, we didn't forget these people still need to learn how to fly, because obviously, as we all remember, the Pegasus lost their powers to fly however long ago. So I thought that was neat. I must say I'm kind of a fan of the way that that these shorts at least do slapstick comedy. I think it's not like overly drawn out, and like everyone kind of gets it equally, and that's what I think is funny. So if I remember right, like they're trying to get smoothies or something, but then basically a flying fruit cart pony, who, take a guess what I named this pony in my head when I saw her.
I don't know.
Derpy 2.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
I'm sorry. Muffins 2.
Again, like I said before, it was Derpy Muffins Ditsy Do. And so this is Derpy Muffins Ditsy Do too.
Yeah, you see, Derpy is actually Hispanic. That's why she has 4 names. I always told my dad, I wish I had 4 names. I'm like, that'd be kind of cool. Be like, could you imagine if my name was like Eduardo de la Maria de la Cruz Munoz?
It's reminded me of Spy Kids, where Junie's sister has like 7 names.
Carmen Elizabeth Juanita Ecosca Brava Cortez.
But yeah, no, it's fun. And the shorter time length, I know we keep negatively bringing it up to Pony Life, and if I'm being honest, Pony Life is meant to be a different kind of show,
Mhm.
if we're being completely honest.
Mhm.
Because I checked out the random episode I could track down if I was bored out after we reviewed it. And honestly, it's meant to that's just a wacky show with these established characters, poking fun at the show they're from and their tropes, and just like, hey, let's yuck it up and have a good time. This is this was meant to, like, you know, not like force character development, but this was a way to, like, A, help keep the characters fresh, and B, help flesh them out, or at least define them a little bit more. And the ones they really needed to do that with were Zip and Pip. I think Hitch was pretty well balanced in the movie.
Mhm.
And obviously in the movie, Sonny and Izzy are in love. I mean, the main characters.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they're the most flesh. And honestly, except for the first one with Sonny isn't really like a key player in these, and I kind of like that. I remember from season 1, the first time I watched season 1 of Friendship is Magic, it always kind of felt like Twilight was like the sixth wheel. And oh wait, no, that would just be a car, that would just be a vehicle. It always kind of felt like Twilight was just kind of like there and shoehorned in a little bit, just, because she had to write the letter to Princess Celestia. So but this felt a lot more natural. Plus, I forgot to mention this earlier, the fact that they all live together, I kind of took that as, well, one, it'll be easier to come up with episode plots, and two, I think it's kind of meant to show that they're, because they still need to rebuild the world. So, that's why they're coming together, unless these guys just have no lives, in which case that's kind of funny.
Well, and the other thing was, with this episode, is that this is the other one that had the big kind of emotional moment, and it's Zip's basically given up on these ponies. She's like, they're terrible. I can't deal with this. And then it flashes back to Zip being really like a filly and jumping around and landing in a pillow and getting kind of sad. And her mom's coming up and said, "Don't give up. You got this," and seeing her get the courage again to stand up and fight again. That was great. And then again, implementing it into her current situation. And I like the joke of her saying, "I'm not going to stop until you guys are ace flyers, until 5, because that's when the class ends."
They basically do that shit from Ratatouille, where, yeah, she just flashed back, and then, yeah, she decides to help them. And yeah, the episode ends with basically her successfully teaching people how to fly. And I'll be honest, I still feel like they're retreading Rainbow Dash like a lot with Zip, and I think I would like take less issue with it if her character design basically wasn't just inverted Rainbow Dash and with a more defined haircut. Because like with Rainbow Dash, it was like, oh, is that a mohawk, or is that just like shaggy hair, or is that a ponytail? And then Equestria Girls is just like, no, she has long hair because she's a girl. So this one was good. Then the next one that I remember off the top of my head, at least this was the one I watched next, was the I forget what the name was, but basically Izzy, like, the whole plot is they're sleeping, and Izzy, like, is like, she's like a sleep caster. She casts magic in her sleep or something, and it's just making life kind of miserable.
And I like how it's Izzy doing all these different things, and then the other members of the cast are coming in and finding out these crazy things. Like Izzy gets some peanut butter and is taking pictures of Pip's phone, and Pip just finds a glob, like her phone is just covered in peanut butter. Then you have like Izzy doing like the Sudoku puzzle that Zip gets really mad at, because like, it's ruined now, I can't finish this one. I do like how I know this was shown in the trailer, but you had Pip being like, Izzy is turning into a nightmare roommate, and she's coming by and she eats the granny podiums and keeps going. I do like the moral here when they all go to Hitch. There's this guy in the jail, and Hitch is actually being nice to him, and he's like, and the jail guy's like, "Oh, thanks, man. I'm sorry I was being horrible earlier." And he's like, You just got to show kindness and they'll be fine. Further proving that he is a descendant of Fluttershy, I will take that to the grave.
Yeah, not too many thoughts on this one. Everything gets resolved when because everyone's trying to be like, oh man, how should we break this to Izzy? And they try to like do this whole rigmarole on how to do it. And it ends with Sunny literally saying word for word, "We should have been honest with you from the start." And it's like,
yeah, and then they try and give her a care package. They try and say, "Oh yeah, these are all the things you have for us, so you could stop using our stuff now."
Yeah.
But it's easy trying to say I didn't have friends, but I'm trying to fit in here, so yeah. And the final episode is where Pip and Zip are leaving Zephyr Heights, and Pip is just absorbing all the attention and everything, and Zip is just like, get those cameras away from me. And they're kind of going on the float, and people are knocking into stuff. And I do like the statue that Queen Haven gives to them, which is the Sisters in Flight. But also at the very beginning of the episode, I do like how Pip is definitely feeding her, channeling her inner Rarity here, because she has a shit ton of suitcases, and she's just hopping on one trying to get it to close, but it keeps popping open, and all her clothes are just like flying out of there and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, it was this episode specifically was the one where I was just like, you know what, I like this Pip character because you know what it is, it's like an allusion to, or like a parody of the influencer culture, but it's not like it's not like a shallow, like douchey, mean-spirited one. It's just like, these are Zip and Pip are two people that have come from privileged backgrounds, and they went about it different ways. Pip banked on that and became a social media icon, and what's her name, Zip, went out to do sports and
science and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right, she did science. That was so because I mean, this is kind of about the two of them, but I was really coming at this short like mostly from the idea that, oh okay, so this is the Pip episode. That was the Pip one. The first one was the Sunny episode. The sleepover one was the
Izzy episode.
Izzy episode, and the other one was the Zip episode. And then I realized, man, they didn't give hit shit for these first episodes.
Yeah, right. One of the other things I like, when Pip is still trying to get her luggage in, you have Zip coming in, and all she's just hearing is all this grunting and shit. And she's like, you okay in there? That's just, was funny.
She's got like 8,000 suitcases, dude. Pog.
Yep. And then I do like at the very, very end of the episode, but before I get to that, I do want to mention, I like how Izzy is just like, I remember having a send off like that. It was like it was yesterday. And Sunny's just like, it was yesterday.
So I guess this is literally the day after the movie. Okay.
So then you have Pip and Zip at the final scene of the episode, and they reconcile their differences, and they're just like, I'm excited about this new experience in my life, and I couldn't be happier knowing that you're with me on this journey. And they grab each other's hooves and stuff. Each other is all we need, sort of thing.
Yeah, bro. Hashtag Ipsest.
Yes. And then you get the background Pegasi that one of them is just like, if each other is all we need, then what's all this stuff? And he just has all the fucking suitcases.
Yeah, man, that was good times. This was fun. I liked doing this. So far, if you ask me, I mean, I haven't seen anyone be like super negative on Gen 5, although I am about as out of the loop of the pony fan base as you can be. Mostly just by choice, but so far, honestly, I think Gen 5 has been off to a solid start. The spin-off, I mean, the spin-offs are good, the movie was good.
Mhm.
I just really wonder if Gen 5 or any future generations going forward will really be able to recapture that just big ass lightning in a bottle that Gen 4 did. And in some ways it never will, but in some ways I think it could come pretty close. I mean, bro, freaking Friendship is Magic had so much clout that it was able to make a high school AU fan fiction get popular.
Exactly.
You
But
know?
I really feel like Gen 4 probably is going to be just lightning in a bottle. I actually saw a video the other day where it was this guy talking about how there will never ever be another show like Friendship is Magic.
I don't watch that one. I don't watch that because I don't want to risk crying. And also just because I've talked about it before, but I don't know if I've ever really conveyed to anyone just exactly how much like respect and admiration I have for Friendship is Magic and how like groundbreaking in the grand scheme of things I really think it actually was and kind of goes untalked about. But I don't know. Friendship is Magic is just such a this whole MLP Gen 4 and 5 thing is just it's something that just feels so uniquely personal to like depending on the person. So that's part of the reason why I stayed out of the fandom because I was just like, kind of like some people's that's just how I am, I'm it's just personal. So,
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, this is definitely turning out better than either of us expected. So we're on board for this.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely be coming back probably with some more retro reviews and for the main Netflix series coming out in at the end near the end of the year. But I will have to say, if they release all the episodes at once, don't expect us to do a giant video of it. We'll do them one at a time.
4 hours, John.
Yeah, right. We'll
Dude,
long
videos are popular nowadays. It's I'm one of those people too. If I find a long enough video with a subject that interests me and I don't think the narrator's an annoying piece of shit, I could take 3 hours into one of those things, no problem, as long as it's engaging.
That's why Joe Rogan's so damn popular. Everything is like a 3-hour fucking video. But
yeah, exactly. We could do it too.
The Undercover Brony experience coming soon.
Yeah, dog. It's your favorite two guys who are probably too old to be talking about this show coming at you.
Yeah. So until next time, that's it from me, John.
And me, Snake.
And we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, Dragon.